Hello everybody. This is going to be my third video. So if you're new, hello. Thank you for finding your way here. And if you've already subscribed, then welcome back. Thank you for sticking around and joining me for another video. This one I'm very excited for, and I'm not keeping the books a secret because I think they're very fun and exciting. And I really had fun shopping for these. I wasn't planning on getting a whole bunch of books, which is, we all know, always what happens. I actually went to the thrift store to look specifically for Babysitter's Club books because, okay, I'm really trying to say less, but if I still do it, then I guess that's my thing. So I decided to go to the thrift store because I wanted to find Babysitter's Club books because I freaking loved that series when I was a kid. And I found out years later that my mom actually gave them all away to somebody. A kid, I guess, which is good for them. I don't even know what kid it was. And didn't ask our permission because, like, they weren't, like, completely just my books, but, like, they kind of were my books. Gave them away without telling us, and I was flipping devastated because, like, I had a decent little collection. I'm not going to say I remember exactly how many Babysitter's Club books we had, but, like, I don't know, probably, like, a good 20, maybe. So that was like my main goal, but then I started browsing around as one is wont to do. And I ended up finding a bunch of other ones. And I like to read books of all ages. I don't care what the intended audience is. I'm happy to read kids' books. I actually would love to read more. I have a really cute idea of, like, getting a bookshelf specifically just for kids' books, and either getting one that's, like, already branded for, like, children, or, like, getting one and, like, painting it primary colors and stuff like that. So I think that would be super fun. As you can see, I still haven't done any organizing over here. Listen, it's a work in progress. One day it'll be the day to just, like, completely do each little section that's still left in our place, but today is not that day. Today I actually have plans for a bunch of things. So this video will be posted a couple weeks after today, but today is actually, for once in, like, a very long time, I was really excited to have a day off at home and, like, do stuff. So one of the things I'm doing is this Holly haul. I hate the word haul. Hate is a strong word, but, like, there's connotations to it of, like, look at all this money I spent, and sometimes I get sick of watching them because it's like, okay, great, like, you had $200 or $500 or $1,000 to go do that. Good for you. But these were actually super cheap. So I do think, as most people know, that like, thrift stores are stupid expensive. But, like, the kids' books are still pretty cheap. Like, this is $1.79, $1.99. You know, more than they should be still, but, like, less expensive than the regular books. Anyway, I'm so excited for today. Today's a good day off. I'm filming this. I'm going to edit and upload what is going to be number 2. I think I'm going to record a third video also, or fourth, I guess. Second today. Where are we chronologically? Who knows? But I'm thinking of doing that also. And then doing some writing, doing some reading. And tonight I'm really excited because I found out about a place, like, kind of close to me, I guess, that's doing poetry readings every other Monday. And I think this is the first one, and not that I really have anything planned or prepared, but I might rummage through, like, my old high school poetry and a few things that I've written here and there and, like, bring it along and maybe read it. We'll see if I get brave enough. But I really want to take part in more like community art stuff and just do things that I would enjoy and have a good time with. And so hopefully that's a really nice thing to do. And yeah, so it's like I've made myself kind of a busy day, but I'm like actually excited for it. And maybe do a little tidying and stuff around too. But yeah, so that's enough about that. Let's get on to the books. And again, I'm still kind of figuring out the setup for everything. So everybody said, oh, by the way, everybody was so kind about my first video that I posted. Y'all, it's been like a week and a day and we're already over 60 views on that video, and a few people are liking and subscribing as well. Please do like and subscribe. You all know that helps with all the stupid algorithm stuff. But it just also like makes me happy. So if you could like and subscribe, that would also be pretty baller. But yeah, so that's already like, there's a few of us hanging out already, and that feels really nice. So thank you for that. Okay, but let's get into the books. So the first one, and I am team Berenstein, not Berenstain. It was Berenstein when I was a kid. Okay, this is slander. But it is a Berenstain Bears chapter book. So the regular books are usually like the big kind of large print, small words kids books. But they do have chapter books. And I feel like I remember owning some of these as a kid too. I don't know exactly. This is, I guess, something I should follow up with my parents on, of like, do these still exist somewhere, the books that we had as kids? Because I know there's a bookshelf at home at my parents', but like it is more adult stuff, so I want to know. Because we had a bunch of stuff like this. We had Little Critter, Disney classics, like a whole bunch of stuff. But this one is Berenstain Bears, Except No Substitutes. So it looks like there's a substitute teacher, and there's like all the boys are like planning nefarious deeds, and there's little froggies on the cover, which I think that's really cute. This, like, I still kind of like things sometimes for like gender vibes. So this feels like the shenanigans of little dudes, and I'm just a little dude. So I feel like I would kind of enjoy it in that regard, but also like I love Berenstain Bears. So I was just excited to find that. So that's one of them. And the next one, especially, so again, if you're a millennial, the Berenstain Bears, and this one you'll probably remember is the Bailey School Kids. So this one is Pirates Don't Wear Pink Sunglasses. I love pirates. That's one of the things about me. Like, that's one of those themes or whatever that I love. I freaking love a good pirate tale. So, like, I love Pirates of the Caribbean. Any pirate movie I've ever watched or show I've ever watched. Our Flag Means Death. If you don't know about Our Flag Means Death, it's on Crave, so you have to subscribe for like $20 a month, which is insane, or like be a pirate about it. But Our Flag Means Death is phenomenal. If I can go on a wee tangent, it is Taika Waititi directs some episodes, but also plays like Blackbeard, Captain Blackbeard, and Rhys Darby plays. Oh my god, I'm blanking on the name. Oh no. What kind of fan am I? Steed. Oh no, I've forgotten the name. Google it, or I'll put it in here somewhere. Wow, how could I forget that? My brain. Okay, anyway, but they're gay for each other, and pirates. And it's like a completely not historically accurate, but better than history, retelling kind of the life of those actually historical real pirates. And it's freaking phenomenal. Anyways, so I just thought that was freaking fun because it's about Mr. Teach, whatever he calls himself in here. And why not? It seems like a rip-roaring good time. And it's like super short. The text is super big. There's also illustrations, which I freaking love illustrations in books. It's the best. So that's another one. Sorry, this is gonna be a long video, I guess, because I'm gonna have things to say. The next one is Pippi Longstocking. So I think I've seen that one Pippi Longstocking movie, and I think it's from like the 70s or 80s. Very old school. I feel like I've watched that one time. But again, if you grew up in the 90s, there was a cartoon show of Pippi Longstocking, and it was super fun, and she's such a silly little girl, and gets up to shenanigans, and why not? So I've never read the book, so when I saw that, I'm like, again, for less than $2, why not, right? So I got Pippi Longstocking, and then the next one I got because I remember my partner mentioning they really love this movie, and I also really like this movie, which is Fantastic Mr. Fox. That is so super fun. The movie, I loved it. It's great, and I feel like I would really enjoy reading that book also. So there's that. The next one, so I was one of those kids that when we read a book for school, I devoured it and immediately asked my parents. I'm going to refer to my mom a lot because my mom was, like, she's a reader, so she was always the one who was like, you want a book? We'll try to get you a book. So I definitely asked my mom to buy this book. This one was $3, which, like, why? It's so tiny. But anyway, this is one that we read in school as a school book. I don't remember what grade, but it is Underground to Canada, and it is a story about a young girl who is a slave in America. And it was probably the first time in school, at least as far as I recall, that we learned about slavery. And I actually think, like, from what I learned in school, they did a okay job about actually, like, telling us that this was a real thing, and it happened, and it sucked. All of that. So, but this was my first introduction to it, and I'm really thankful for that, because it's definitely been one of those books where, like, I learned about real life, and they weren't scared to, like, teach us about these things, and this is why you shouldn't ban fucking books in school and library, because, like, you actually need to know about things that happen in the world. But I really like this book, and I feel like a spiritual partner to this book that I also read for a course in university is the Book of Negroes, which I don't remember who it's by. But it's also a story about a woman. She's an older woman. Well, she's an older woman at the beginning of the story, but she's, like, not a child. I think when the story starts, she's, like, a young woman. But it's also a story about slavery. And, like, both of those really affected me and I think they're very important reads. So this I read in school. I loved it. It's obviously, like, well, it's about slavery, so it sucks because that shit is dumb. But I really, really loved it. And again, like, we had a copy of it, and I don't know for sure where it is. And I figured, why not just get it in case, because it's really good, and I would love to read it again. So I got that one. Now the next one. So the whole point of my journey was the Babysitter Club books, and if you can believe it, I got number 1 and number 2, which is so cool. The first one is Christie's Great Idea, and the second one is Claudia and the Phantom Phone Calls. I loved the babysitter books, guys. Like, when that Scholastic catalog came out, I was looking for the Babysitter Club books. And I remember one year, excuse me. Oh, coffee, acid reflux. Gross. One year in the Scholastic catalog, there was a Babysitters Club, like, fan club pack, which I definitely got. It included a little membership card to be part of the Babysitters Club that you could sign your name on the back. It had, like, a notepad. It had, like, maybe, like, a little notebook. It probably came with some other stuff that I don't remember, like, maybe a bookmark, maybe a sticker. I don't know. But I freaking cherish that. And, like, maybe I still even have the card somewhere. I'm not sure. But I really loved these books. And I actually think, like, again, this was one of those books where it taught me a lot about people and life. Because when you think about it, like, okay, Christy is, like, the regular kind of all-American white girl, right? But then we learn about Claudia, who's Asian. I think it was Stacy who has diabetes. One of them, I think, ends up having, or maybe Christy has divorced parents. I feel like we learn about divorce. And we just learn about all these different kinds of people where if they were all the same, I feel like it wouldn't have had the same kind of impact. And I think it did, from what I remember, again, I haven't read these since I was, like, 12. But from what I remember, like, it talked about different kinds of people and different kinds of life scenarios and illnesses and just, like, real world things. But with girls who are in a babysitter's club. And I remember there was the Babysitter's Little Sisters, which there was a couple of, but I'm like, I don't really feel like I want to spend money on those today. And I remember there was also, like, mystery books, which I would love to also get because I love a mystery. But anyway, I have number 1, which is Christy's Great Idea. Number 2, Claudia and the Phantom Phone Calls. I have number 20, which is Christy and the Walking Disaster. And 78, Claudia and the Crazy Peaches. Now, I do love the original set because they come with this, like, sidebar, which is really fun, that shows the photos of the girls in the club. And there's also, like, a fun, like, this looks like denim, and this is, like, I don't know, just, like, a fun, like, embroidery. And the newer ones don't have that, which is fine. But I like how they've kept this, like, the original series has this, like, painted covers. And I just think they're beautiful. And actually, the reason I went on this whole tangent of, like, can I find original Babysitters Club books is because I read, like, an Instagram post or something about how the new Babysitters Club books mention, like, modern technology, and I guess maybe they've been slightly edited to suit, you know, this days and age youth, which, like, I get, but I kind of hate. Like, just leave them as is. We don't need to remarket them. Like, do you rewrite Romeo and Juliet, like, and market it as Romeo and Juliet? So, I don't know, like, there's nuance to it, okay? I'm being a little millennial baby about it, and I wanted the original contents with the original art, because the art, they also have re-released them in, like, cutesy, cartoony style art, which, again, is fine, and I get it, but, like, I want the OG stuff, if I can. So, started my Babysitter Club book collection over new, and I'm very happy. Now, the last one is another set that I had as a kid, and there's a few more of them that I never read, and again, I don't think I have them in my collection already, and I don't know if they're at my parents', and so when I saw it, I'm like, I don't want to pass this up. So, I don't know if anybody else have read these, and if you have, please talk to me about it, because I fucking love them, and they changed me. It's another book series or set that changed my life. I was obsessed, and they're so interesting. But they are the Royal Diaries series. I don't know if one person writes them. It is like a scholastic book, so it's possible that like there's a series of writers who work on them. This one's by Catherine Lasky. But this one is Elizabeth the First. The other ones I had were Mary, Queen of Scots, Cleopatra, and Anastasia. And these are basically like fictionalized diaries of these young famous women. There are other ones, and I'm not gonna lie to you and say that I know who they are, but they do have some that are also diverse, like, backgrounds. I think there's one, I feel like I've seen one with, like, a black girl and one with an Asian girl. I don't know from where on the covers, so I don't think it's just, like, famous white girls. I do think they have a bit of a diversity to them. But those are the ones that I had at the time. And, like, they're so cute. So first of all, gold gilded edges, which is, like, I think of me as a child, and especially if you know me, like, me seeing this somewhere being, like, this is for me. Just, like, the whole vibe of it is just so luxurious and, like, fun, and the art is really beautiful. And, like, yeah, as soon as you open it, like, there's a fun print, and it's all, like, formal looking. And, yeah, it's, like, a freaking diary entry. You know, the back cover gives a little excerpt of one of them. And I just loved these. I knew they were fictionized. Like, I wasn't a kid thinking, like, oh, this is their real diary. But it gave you a good idea of what their experience might have been like as a child in that time. And, like, kind of awful. Like, this starts off being like, I've been in exile for a year. And, like, yeah, sure, she's still a queen or a princess, but, like, that would suck. That's traumatizing for a child. So I was so happy to find these. So if I can find more of them, I would be so happy. And if I could find them at my parents', like, I don't mind having extra copies. But yeah, so, sorry, I keep forgetting that, like, I'm gonna shake the camera if I hit the table. That's my little kids book haul. And yeah, so if you are a fan of any of these or have other kid book recommendations, please do let me know. You can always leave comments on these videos. I do have other, like, profiles or accounts on the internet, but I feel like Instagram is maybe a good place to follow me. I realized that, like, I did, like, an @ whatever on my first video and added periods between Elliot Penn and Page when there shouldn't be. I don't have periods between them. I was thinking of, like, the email address I use for these accounts, which isn't the same anyway. But yeah, so it's just @ Elliot Penn and Page. 2 L's and 2 T's in Elliot, 2 N's in Penn. Just like it is on this channel. But yeah, if you want to talk to me about any of these things, please do. I would love to talk about different books that you guys like. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for sticking around and listen to me ramble about children's books. Please do like and subscribe. I will say that. That helps the kind of algorithm gods. But it also makes me smile, like I said. So yeah, we will catch you in the next video. Bye!